If you want to see a movie where pretty much nobody can act, where the audio is not synced to the video, making it sound like a no cubes commercial, where the filmmakers have date of departure as two fields on the passport profile page instead of, on a ticket. And a film which, despite all of this nonsense, is positively whimsical, weirdly interesting with plot twists that will keep you saying, every now and then. Say Who Die, a production with an utterly nonsensical name, is the movie for you. Say Who Die is written by Lani Aisada, directed by Paul Itomi, and is currently streaming on Prime Video. This movie is like a cross between a comedy and somebody's fever dream. And I'm not just saying that, it actually feels like a fever dream that somebody would have had when they had like malaria. Like, is it a drama? Is it comedy? A thriller? Nobody knows. It starts out by introducing us to two sisters. Omon is set to leave for school abroad, and I found it interesting that her visa is somehow from the Federal Republic of Nigeria, even though she's going to the UK. And to reaffirm that the filmmakers have actually never seen a passport in all their lives, we can see that her passport has date of departure on it twice, something called a control number, which is a phone number, and then a passport number, which is a date. Just pure rubbish from everyone involved in general. I would have simply just scanned my own passport if I were like on the film crew, switched out the image and edited my NIN and some names. This would have taken me approximately maybe 10 minutes on Photoshop, and I believe these AI tools would have done it pretty much instantly. Like, it's always shocking to me how Nigerian filmmakers don't seem to know anything about anything. At the beginning of all this stuff, her boyfriend was happy that she's going to Liverpool, and then immediately reaffirms that she's going to Iceland. I don't know, is it Liverpool or Iceland? So let's just leave it as she's going abroad. They give the impression that she's going on a full scholarship, but as you see later, this is not the case. So is it that the filmmakers don't know what a visa looks like, or and what a scholarship also means? Omon's sister, Odion, is the black sheep of the family, always running from touts and owing shady drug dealers money to the tune of millions. Now, through a series of unfortunate events, the mother of the family discovers that the father is cheating on her with a close family friend or something, and then decides to shoot that one Pepe. Now, so during the sent forth party for Omon, her mother lightly poisons the wine that she then serves to her husband's mistress, who was present. At the same time, Omon's boyfriend, heartbroken that she had broken up with him on the eve of her departure, sees the wine bottle and assumes it's for Omon. So he has the love potion that he received from his father, who seems to be a love potion expert or something. Omon drinks this just in time for that audience creditor to burst into the house and hold her hostage until Odion, her sister, pays him his money. Oh, by the way, the two sisters are twins. While all of this is ongoing, Omon slumps and dies during the whole hostage situation, and everyone blames the person holding her hostage with a knife, even though he didn't cut her. In the aftermath of her death, everybody begins to apportion blame to themselves. The mother blames herself because Omon took a drink she poisoned for someone else. Plus, why would you poison a whole bottle of wine, then pour out the wine into a cup? Why not poison the drink in the glass cup? And then the boyfriend that day believes that it was his love potion that caused her death. This situation came out of left field, and I was honestly caught like really off guard, but in a pleasant way. Because now I kept thinking, so what caused her death? Meanwhile, that was not even the full story. While Odion is out walking about and mourning her sister, she is kidnapped by some local drug dealers led by Mike Afolari. Oh, and if you look closely here, you will see the entire camera crew reflected in the bus windows, since nobody seems to have any self-awareness in Hollywood. It's always a thing of fun for me to pick out the camera crew in every reflective surface. Sometimes really wonder how they don't pay attention to that particular fact in their scenes. Like, you could have just rolled the window down and I would not have seen you. The drug dealers are convinced that she swallowed their drugs and refused to travel abroad to deliver the consignment as agreed. Now, shocked and definitely not ready to die, Odion tells Abdul that they may be confusing her for her twin, which also surprised everyone involved, since the twin was not set up as that kind of person before she died. So they come to an agreement that surprised as well as shocked me when it was actually revealed. Odion was driven by the goons to La Pio Pio mortuary, where she was expected to remove the drugs from the body of her sister. Now, this she did by, well, first trying to cut open her sister, and then failing that, because she was too queasy, inserting her hand into her dead sister's anus and pulling out the drugs pellet by pellet. I tell you guys, I was traumatized. I couldn't believe it, especially as she brought out the pellets complete with all the poop on it. Ah, like I have never seen this sort of thing before, and I didn't know if to watch or to look away. It's crazy. You guys needed to see how wide open my eyes were when this whole thing started. I couldn't believe it. Also, in the monologue before Odion does this, I am reminded of how bad of an actress that she is. Like the way she just reels out her words without any pause or any emotional weight. Ew, ah. So, on exiting the mortuary and evading the goons waiting outside for her, she heads to the police station where they are holding Jaja, who is the person that she was owing money and who later held her sister hostage, on a murder charge. Now, her plan is for Jaja to find a buyer for the drugs so that she can get the money and then use her sister's passport to travel, since they are twins. So she decides on things with Jaja. And even though Jaja is literally being held for murder, as they made us believe, they dismiss this whole situation by, you go tell him meet your sister. Huh? You go tell him. Yeah. Like, how can he be released simply because the sister of the victim said so? What of her parents? What investigation did the police themselves do? What? Abdul is not at all happy that the goons let Odion exit the mortuary somehow without their knowledge. Now, you can imagine that he didn't take this well, and his solution is to send his henchmen to Omon's burial, which is happening at home, and basically cut her open to retrieve the drugs that he still thinks are in her. Now, this whole thing was like, it was so weird. And I liked it because it actually kept surprising me. I don't think I've seen such a, would I say, ballsy Nigerian movie since I started reviewing Nigerian movies last year. And it's such a shame that the audio people messed it up and that, nobody can actually act. The fact that the movie doesn't know what it is kind of even makes it a bit more exciting. Just before Abdul's goons arrived to cut up Omon's corpse, Odion left the house because she found a buyer for the drugs from Jaja. So she missed the goons by like 2 or 3 seconds. And as they arrived and held everyone hostage and began to cut up Omon, they didn't find anything. So they held Odion's parents at gunpoint and ordered Odion to return to the house. She returns and is almost killed because she forgot the drugs in the car, and her driver, who happened to be her sister's boyfriend, inadvertently drove off with them when he heard gunshots. Now this puts Odion in more soup, and she's saved just in time by Jaja and the new buyer of the drugs, who end up killing the goons. Now, we later learned that the drugs are not complete and that some probably burst in Omon's stomach, which is probably why she died while being held hostage. Now, see, that's the funny thing about the movie. In the end, we actually don't really know what killed Omon. Is it the love potion? Is it the poison? Is it the combination of both? Did the drugs actually burst? This weird layering of cause and effect kind of just makes it like an interesting obfuscation, right? Like you don't know, but you don't have time to think about it. In the end, they finally hold a funeral for Paul Mon, who has been molested and assaulted and will definitely not be resting in peace with such an expanded anus and dissected stomach. Odion makes peace with Abdul, the drug dealer, by submitting the money she made from the cocaine sale so that he would leave her family alone. But the guy actually has a change of heart. He doesn't even take the money because apparently we learn through very awkward exposition by this lady who sounds East African that Abdul is also an award-winning artist or something, and that the police want to make him an ambassador in the fight against drug trafficking, which is wild. Plus, by the way, the police arrive at his house, sirens blaring, so they give the impression that they were coming to arrest him, which is also another interesting part that I forgot to mention. This movie has some very interesting transitions. Honestly, there's you can see that the people who made this movie had a sense of style. It didn't come out fully, but I rate the ambition. While I was confused as to how Omon got in contact with a drug dealer and decided to be a drug mule, Odion reveals that she borrowed money from Jaja and other sketchy characters to complete Omon's scholarship. So I figured Omon may have been trying to pay her sister back, hence the cocaine. Also, is it what kind of scholarship is it? Is it like partially paid? I don't know, because everyone made such a big deal at the beginning about how smart Omon was and how she was going abroad on scholarship. So how then can Odion borrow money to pay for it and without their parents' knowledge? Like, what did they pay for? Do the filmmakers also not understand how scholarships work? I don't know. It was quite confusing for me. But at that, we do come to the end of Say Who Die. All right, so let's get to the verdict. When I say this movie is positively whimsical, I mean the writer is basically saying, "Hello, guys, writer here. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think that you are going to like it." And the writer was correct. I actually did. Aside the god awful audio and the fact that pretty much nobody in this movie can act, which is insane to me because this is like a movie that should be filled with actors. I liked the cinematography and I don't know, there's a certain sharpness to the visuals. I also found myself moving my body to the song that played when Jaja exited the police station. I thought the story really tried, so I was not constantly annoyed by the bad audio sync. I also learned that these two sisters are musicians in real life. I saw their Instagram, and to be honest, even though knowing that, of course, knowing that they were obviously twins, I still found it hard to believe that they were related because I don't even think they had on screen chemistry. And I could see that even on their Instagram page, they look like two strangers whenever they are together taking a selfie. Just a bit so damn weird. Also, did you guys notice this rubbish spelling of parking? As interesting as as engaging and interesting as this movie is, it falls prey to the lack of attention to detail that constantly bedevils Nollywood, and that is why the visa to enter the UK was issued by Nigeria. The strong point of this movie, again, for the avoidance of doubt, is number one, the story, which is fun and really interesting. I really liked the transitions and I liked somehow the production value. The points against it would be the terrible audio, the fact that nobody knows anything about acting, and that there was barely any attention to detail paid. Now, if I was going to score this movie over five, I would give it a four because it really did take me by surprise, despite its weaknesses. Thank you for the great watch, director Paul Itomi. I will let you off easy this time because the movie was so chaotic and fun that it was difficult for me to settle on the bad points. If you enjoyed this review, then YouTube thinks that you will enjoy these two videos that are currently showing on your screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.